Hello guys, today we're going to be taking a look at my DVDs that I've had for a very long time, which I've chosen like several different ones from my childhood that I've had, and some of them are actually kind of like movies for adults kind of thing, but I used to watch adult movies all the time, so I don't care. But here is my oldest movies I've owned on DVD for the longest time, so let's take a look. We have the Simpsons Movie, the spine, the back. I've watched this movie so many times when I was younger. The DVD. Alvin and the Chipmunks, the scarific double feature, which has Meet Frankenstein and Meet the Wolfman. The spine, the back, the DVD. We have Dumbo, which this is the 70th anniversary if I'm not mistaken. The spine, the back. I've had this DVD for as long as I could remember. Why is it so hard to open up this fucking DVD case? There we go. It's the DVD. We have Norbit. Spine. Yeah, I'm sure this movie's pretty stupid and everything, but I always found it kind of funny as a kid. DVD. Rio. Spine. The back. Forgot the aspect ratio on this movie. It's the DVD. Jurassic Park. This was my first copy of Jurassic Park, and I got this one a long time ago now. And here's the spine, the back. I have the Lost World, which is the same exact design as this one, instead with different pictures and stuff like that. It was the collector's edition. That one's not as old as this one though, because I used to watch this movie 24/7. It's the disc. I've always loved this movie. We have Anger Management, the full screen version. Spine. The back. I always laughed my ass off to this movie. When I was younger, it just... one of the biggest influences in my life. Oh yeah, and I gotta say one thing, which this is about Pixar. I used to have several different Pixar movies when I was younger, including Up and Toy Story 3. I do not have Toy Story 3 anymore, and I do not have Up anymore, because both of them got scratched. And it wasn't because Toy Story 3, it's because I got a newer copy and I didn't know it was a fake, and I gave up my good copy for a fake. But I am getting a brand new copy soon, so that's gonna be in a Blu-ray set, so yeah, I'll do an unboxing for that in the future. But I cannot promise that I'm giving away digital copies, because I love Pixar movies a lot. One of the biggest things I love. We have Dr. Seuss The Lorax. I remember seeing this movie in the theaters a long time ago. I mean, it was very long time ago. 2012. I was 6 years old, actually, because I was born in 2006 in September, which, yes, my birthday's coming up soon. And the thing is, though, I remember seeing this movie in the theaters. I always loved this movie as a kid, and one of my family members got this for me a long time ago once the movie came out, and I watched this movie a lot in the past. Step back. I mean, I'm not showing off my Despicable Me movies because those, I've only had the first two for as long as I can remember. I've had the third one since like a couple of years ago, because the fact of being is that I found it at the store on a good deal. I mean, it was a very good deal. I wasn't expecting to buy it because I didn't really like the third one, but otherwise though, I saw it in the theaters. I saw Despicable Me 3 in the theaters. I saw all of the Despicable Me movies in the theaters, including Minions, which once Minions 2 comes out, I'm probably going to go see that one in the theaters because I've seen all the other ones in the theaters. So, saw The Lorax in the theaters. I saw The Grinch in the theaters. I saw both of the Secret Life of Pets movies in the theaters. There was a bunch of other movies I saw in the theaters, though. The Lorax has to be one of the best ones. Take this little cover off. Jeez. Here's the disc. I do have this on Blu-ray, and I remember seeing it in the theaters, but I'm not showing it off because I got the Blu-ray recently. Pre-owned, of course. I found it in my local library on Blu-ray, so I have it in my collection, but I'm not showing it off because it's not one of the Blu-rays I've had ever since I was very, very little. We have Monsters University, the Collector's Edition. I remember getting this at a Walmart. Believe it or not, that was one of the first times I actually used money to get a movie, and oh man, I saw this in the $5 movie bin at Walmart one time. It was such a good deal because now, if you look on eBay, this goes for like $15 to $20, and I'm just blown away. And this was a really cool one that I got, which it's just really, really awesome. Here's the spine, the back. It's the disc 1, disc 2. I did get this one brand new as well, so that's one of the details about this. I got it brand new, and it's already collected wear so much. But I remember buying this brand new, and I cannot even believe that, because I bought this when the reissue was out, and I cannot believe that they didn't have the reissue version inside the bin. But besides, this was, I'm pretty sure it was classified as clearance at the register, and I saw it. It was like in the middle of the movie bin. I was just like going right through it, and I found this in the bin, and I was like, hell yeah, I'm gonna buy this. So of course it's one of my favorite Pixar movies because I watched it ever since I was very, very little, and I remember every single preview that's on this. And oh man, I used to have the tape for both Monsters Inc. and Finding Nemo. I got rid of it recently, but I had the tape, and I used to watch all the previews from the tape. I mean, I still watch all the previews from the DVD. I don't have a problem just like sitting there watching all the previews, because to me it's nostalgia, because I remember watching all the previews, and it was always fun. Next one is a movie that I've had ever since I was very, very little, but the thing is though, this ain't the same exact copy, because I got this one a couple years ago, which you're probably wondering why I did not show off the other movies that I've had, like Despicable Me and Despicable Me 2. The reason why I wasn't showing those off was because it would be best to show them off as the 3 and everything, and that would be a separate other time, because I would do a Illumination collection sometime. But otherwise though, here's Finding Nemo. And I used to have a copy of this ever since I was very, very little and everything. But the thing was, though, the discs got scratched. I'm only showing this off because it was one of the coolest releases when I was very, very little. But here's the collector's edition of the Finding Nemo. Oh, this is classic nostalgic artwork with Crush on the cover. I always love this artwork. It's the spine and the back. You're probably wondering why I haven't gotten rid of this, because I have the Blu-ray and everything, which I'm pretty sure I unboxed the Blu-ray recently, along with the Cars set that I own. It's because the fact of being is that this version has way more special features than the Blu-ray has, and the thing is, it has both widescreen and full screen. I don't own Monsters Inc. on Blu-ray because that one is a movie that I'd rather have on the DVD because it's the same way. Widescreen and full screen, all the commercials are nostalgic to me, so of course I'm not gonna give that away. So here's the discs for Finding Nemo. Here's disc 1, classic artwork. I remember having the same exact DVD. Here's disc 2, which is the full screen version. I watch this one the most. I don't usually watch disc 1 because disc 2 is always, that's the disc that has the commercials on it, and it has the full screen version, so it fits the entire screen. Instead of there being black bars on the screen, I'd rather watch it without black bars. Okay, here's one of the movies I used to watch in my childhood all the time. Not too many times though, but I remember getting this at the Salvation Army, and I love it. We have The Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring. This is the theatrical cut, obviously. Even though I had the limited edition version now, I was planning on getting rid of this in the past, but oh, man, I love this artwork. I love this artwork. This is one of the DVDs I used to have in the past and everything. It's childhood to me. It's one of those movies that's so nostalgic to me. I mean, I wouldn't mind sitting there for 3 hours watching this one entire movie. I can watch the friggin' 4-hour version of the last one. And yes, that's the next one I have in order, which I'm gonna show that one in a minute. But here's the Fellowship of the Ring Disc 1, the movie version, which is presented in widescreen. Yes, in letterboxd 239 widescreen. If I'm not mistaken, 235, something like that. Here's the special features disc. You don't usually get these with artwork nowadays. Nowadays you don't. Instead it's just a clear disc with no artwork on it. It's kind of sad because I love this artwork. It's just artwork that brings me back to the past. After all, I did have this for a long time and barely any scratches on it. It's surprising because I usually watched my movies and there was usually a couple scratches here and there for usually some other movies. Okay, next movie. Like I said before, The Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King, the special extended DVD edition. Oh man, you cannot believe how many times I've had with this movie. One time, which I'm pretty sure I said it in the past, I made a video a long time ago. I think it was a couple of years ago. It was of this movie. I watched it, and I stayed up all night watching this movie. Stayed up every, hour of the night just watching this 4-hour long movie. And I was so tired after that. I was kind of tired, kind of not. And I made a video which was kind of nonsensical, which people probably didn't notice. And people probably noticed it. But there was one video I made where I was saying I was tired. And then there was a video right after that I made it saying that I wasn't tired. It's kind of confusing, but I was tired. Because I did fall asleep at, a couple hours after I made that video. I freaking fell asleep watching. Well, I wasn't watching anything actually. I was just sitting there and then, boom, fall asleep. My mom woke me up. Here's the spine, the back. I got this pre-owned a long time ago on eBay. My dad got it for me, and I used to watch this movie all the time. I love this artwork. Here's part 1, which shows the Nazgul. Part 2, which shows the tower. Oh man, I love the artwork on disc 2 a lot better. I just love the artwork with the tower on it. Somebody actually drew this. I mean, just think. Somebody drew this. Whoever drew it was talented. I think it was J.R.R. Tolkien. But the thing is, this came out way after J.R.R. Tolkien died. But yeah, here's the 2 appendices discs. Yes, there is something confusing about these. This one says Part 5, The War of the Ring, right? Well, the appendices are all in a certain order. So the first movie, The Fellowship of the Ring, actually includes Part 1 and Part 2 of the appendices, and The Two Towers, which is not an older movie to me, because I used to have the same exact movie a long time ago. But the thing is, though, that I had that copy got damaged a long time ago, and then a couple years ago, I actually got the second movie again, The Two Towers, and that version was actually, it was the widescreen version, and it was a version with clear discs. Believe it or not, it was a reissue version of the movie. It did not have any artwork on the disc whatsoever, and it sucked. But of course, Two Towers, the movie was good, but and everything, but I didn't care about that. Except I loved the features on it though, so I didn't really have a problem with it. But here's Part 5, The War of the Ring, for the appendices. Oh yeah, Part 3 and Part 4 are for the Two Towers, and Part 5 and Part 6 for the Return of the King. So here's Part 6, The Passing of an Age. Okay, we're almost done, and one more movie before we get to my 3 Indiana Jones movies. Believe it or not, I grew up with Indiana Jones. I think almost everybody has. Even though I wasn't born in the 80s or the 90s, I was born in the 2000s, technically the late 2000s. I was born in 2006. And I got the Indiana Jones movies a long time ago. And ever since I got those movies a long time ago, I always had my times with those movies. So nostalgic to me. But yeah, here's that one movie that I have. Walking with Dinosaurs, the movie. I remember when this movie first came out. I remember it like it was yesterday. Believe it or not, I actually really like this movie. I don't think it's bad whatsoever. And I just think it's actually a pretty good movie. I mean, the CGI was awful for this movie and everything. But I actually really like it. I don't think it's a bad movie whatsoever. I think it was actually a pretty good movie. I've had some good times for it. Here's the disc. And now, here's my Indiana Jones rave. I have the first 3 right here. I'm not showing off the 4th movie because that one I've had for like under 2 years. So, Indiana Jones and the Raiders of the Lost Ark, also known as Raiders of the Lost Ark. Of course, though, I honestly really like this artwork because it's nostalgic to me. I still have the tape. I have it, and I was trying to get rid of it a long time ago. I forgot I still had it after I thought I got rid of it. It ended up still here with me, and I still have it. I mean, that's the only Indiana Jones movie I still have on tape, and I don't feel like I want to get rid of it. I don't. And I think I got rid of my Temple of Doom tape. I don't really remember for sure, but I think I got rid of my Temple of Doom tape. But yeah, here's my Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom DVD, also known as Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. Yes, the first one did not have Indiana Jones and Thor before when it first came out. I literally have a tape entitled Raiders of the Lost Ark. And then I used to have the tape entitled Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, so This one originally says Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, but the thing is, the first one only says Raiders of the Lost Ark. Literally, they don't have Indiana Jones yet as a title. Here's the back, the movie that everybody hated. I mean, I have to say this was the weakest Indiana Jones movie, because I like the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull 10 times better than this one. Oh man, believe it or not, Kingdom of the Crystal Skull is my second favorite. A lot of people hated it, but I actually enjoyed it. There was so many nostalgic moments to that one. I mean, even though it's like one of those movies I used to watch all the time when I was growing up, it wasn't one of my childhood DVDs because I got it from the library a long time ago. But yeah. It's the disc. And now, here's the one that I probably watched the most, even though I did not really care about it. Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. There was something about this movie that it just always draw me back to it. I mean, I just remember those lines. The lines where the guy says, well, Indy says this should be in a museum, and the guy says, so do you. I just always remember those lines for some reason. Those are like the only lines I actually remember from this movie. I remember that Sean Connery did an excellent performance in this movie. I remember that for sure. And I noticed that this movie's all about the Nazis, if I'm not mistaken. But the first one is too. But he has the spine, the back. This one's also about the Holy Grail, if I'm not mistaken. Apparently all the movies with the Nazis were good, apparently. Everybody loves the ones with the Nazis. And that means the first and third one. The first one's the best, though. The first one's definitely the best. It's such a good movie. The Raiders of the Lost Ark is the best. Otherwise, though, thank you guys so much for watching. Like, subscribe, and ring the bell, get notified of latest videos. This is my childhood DVD collection. And honestly, thank you for watching, because this is a shit ton of DVDs.